Hey everybody, Mark Stepp here, Chief Innovation Officer here at Realvolve. Today is my birthday, and I just wanted to share something with you that I just created. We just put up. Thought you guys might enjoy this. So there's been all this hype and talk about ChatGPT and what it is doing for the industry, and I've been fortunate enough to be able to spend some time with ChatGPT and see what it's capable of. Becoming pretty knowledgeable on a lot of the ins and outs of what ChatGPT can do. Have now been asked by a few different organizations to speak on it. So wanted to share with our real Volvers out there just kind of some of the power of what ChatGPT can do and how you guys can utilize it now in Realvolve. So many of you know that I am an engineer. I'm a software engineer. However, I don't spend a lot of time in Ruby, which is the software language that Realvolve is actually written in. I've got backgrounds in several other languages, but Ruby has been a tough one for me to conquer. I can read it. I can see it's kind of like speaking Spanish and going down to Mexico or somewhere. And, it's like I can kind of understand it, but not real well. Ruby's the same way for me in that aspect. So it's like, well, everybody's talking about the capabilities of ChatGPT and what it can do. Let's put it to the test. So one of the things that I do know about our software is that this particular area of our screen, the editor of templates, is a add-on feature type thing that is written. It's called CK Editor. Lots of software companies out there use it for creating templates and letters and stuff like that. So I went out to ChatGPT and I said, okay, I'm using CK Editor. I want to create an add-on button with the OpenAI logo. And whenever you click that OpenAI logo, it opens up a window where you can enter a prompt in a multi-line box. And below it, then a button for generate. And then below that, I want to see a box for response. Now, I described this because of what I do for Realvolve. I do the same type of thing, but I'm telling our engineers, I'll describe it on paper and I give it to our engineers, and then they go and do the thing that they do, their magic. So being an engineer, being able to explain what I want is pretty easy for me. But I wanted to test ChatGPT. So I gave it the description with the boxes. I said, I want to have an OK button and a cancel button. Whenever you click on the OK button, it takes whatever's in the response and puts it into the CK editor writing area. And I described this, and it wrote the code for me. Now, there was some things that weren't quite right. I had to massage it. But the nice thing is I knew just enough Ruby that was able to do it for the most part without any assistance. And for whenever I did run into challenges, I just asked for clarity from ChatGPT, and it would go through and it would create better descriptive. It would rewrite some of the code based off of what I wanted. Because once it did that part, it's like, well, I also want to add a checkbox for including the greeting and the signature. And then I said, well, I want to potentially use the message that's already in there for something. And so I described what I wanted, and ChatGPT wrote the code, amazingly enough, and fairly well for the entire application. Now, what we can do because of that, basically, you can come down here. This is our March of 2023 template that Realvolve has. And if you don't currently get the newsletter, this is something that you guys can do. It's fairly inexpensive to have us create a template for you. And whenever we create the templates, we give you everything, then you can go in there and modify it. Well, quite possibly you see the information here. Maybe the message isn't quite what you want, and you can go in there and physically retype it and, put in what you want. What you can do now, though, with ChatGPT there is you can say, okay, I'm going to highlight this information. Now, if I'm using the ChatGPT icon, I can do one of two things. I can either highlight the information, and whenever it generates something, it'll replace that selected text. Or if I just click into an area and have my cursor at that area, whenever I generate it and then have it insert, it'll insert it at the cursor location. So one of those two possibilities. Actually, there's a third one, which is replace the entire content of the editor, everything that's in it, with whatever gets generated. In this case, we don't want to do that. We want to leave the newsletter. But I'm going to highlight this, this Happy March piece here, and just say, I want to change it in some way. So I can click on the ChatGPT. You'll see that up here it says include the message. So it's sensed that we've got some highlighted text and content in there, but I want to maybe rewrite the message in the words from a leprechaun. Is that spelled right? Oh man, I got it right. Awesome. Okay, so I know this is crazy. I mean, this is just a weird example. You'd probably put in something in there, a message about March, or something. You could put whatever you want. I'm just saying, let's rewrite what's already there in the words of a leprechaun. So I'm going to click on generate, and it goes out. It uses the API, and it creates something brand new. So looks like leprechaun-ish wording. And so it's all there. I can come down here and say, add to the message, and it's going to insert it. If I wanted to replace the entire message, meaning the entire box, get rid of the entire newsletter, I could do that, but I don't want to in this case. I'm just going to click on OK. So now it has taken what was written there and reworded it with some of the same context, but rewrote it in the words of a leprechaun. How's that? That's crazy, huh? Similar type of thing can be done if you're in SMS. I did the exact same thing. I told ChatGPT I want to add an icon to our SMS editor in the templates. And when we click on it, I described the same thing, and it gave me all the same type of capabilities. Create the content for a March message using emojis. I'm just going to do something there, create that, and boom, I can come over here and say, there, March is here. Let's make it a month of progress, positivity, and celebrations, with emojis. Crazy stuff, huh? Want to make sure that you are aware of one more thing that this can do. If you're in a contact record, you come into the contact area. From within the SMS icon here at the top, I click on that. We now have the OpenAI icon here, and we can do all the same thing. Wish Mark a happy birthday and be excited. Generate. Boom. Click on OK, and it's put it in there, and I can send that as an SMS. Make sure that it looks the way you want and has the wording. You can obviously reword it if it's not what you want. And then you can also do the same thing with the ChatGPT icon from a one-off email. So both of those are there. The last thing, as far as instruction here, just make sure that everybody knows, it will tell you if you try to do that without an API key, it'll tell you go into settings and then go into the integrations. And then here in integrations, you've got the ability to put in your API key. If you don't have an API key, you can click on this link. It will open up to an OpenAI area where you can get an API key. If you don't have an OpenAI account, you can create one. They are free as far as a free account version. Right now, and this may change at some time in the future, you're given like $18 worth of free credit. You will probably want to put in a credit card to get your API key, but you'll just click on the create an API key. It'll create a big long string of characters, your secret key. You'll copy that to your clipboard, and you'll come back over to Realvolve, and then you will paste that into the OpenAI key area. Once you do that, then you're able to do the different things that I just showed you. The other thing that you can do if you're part of a team, several of you want to be able to use this on your team within Realvolve, each of your logins. Each user has their ability to put in their own API key. However, I did allow it so that each User can either use different keys or they can all use the same key. If you guys want to share the key amongst you as a group, you can certainly do that. Or if each of you prefer to have your own keys. The challenge with that is if you're using the same key and multiple people are doing it at the same time, it may throw you out. So you just need to be cautious of that. But that's it. I hope you guys will have fun with this and use it to your advantage, creating lots of content. We've got lots of training that's going to be coming out and showing how to use prompts within ChatGPT, how to create, how to word the different prompts, different ways to get the best response back that you want. Now you can go in there and say, create a property description for 123 South Main Street, and it's going to return something, but it's probably not going to be what you really want. You need to, be able to seed it with accurate information. And we're going to show you how to do that in the future, but want you to just have some fun with this, play with it, utilize it, and let us know just how it helps you in your business. So everybody, talk to you later. Have a great day. Bye.